Hello, my fans, sneak peepers, and curious friends. I'm difficult and demanding. If you want to know my real name, then hold still, and I might bring your wish to fruition. Before I begin, you can find this show in iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Blueberry, Google Play Music, TuneIn, YouTube, and Stitcher. Now, unlike the other people in your life, I actually care about what you think, what you don't think, and what you try not to think about. Welcome to the Difficult and Demanding Show. I'm real, uncensored, unconventional, and shoot straight between the eyes. My show is outrageously honest with a keenly witty view into life. Yes, I said life. That's what we do every single day. We are living life. Well, some of us at least. I'm going to provide laughter, shock, while touching your inner being. Maybe your body if you're lucky. Why do I call myself difficult and demanding? Well, first, because I can. 2, because I'm not supposed to. 3, this is the most important point. It only means something if I give life to it. So, I'm going to slowly unveil you to you and give you a new life to live. Difficult and demanding is going to liberate every part of your being and maybe your body. I, your host Tara, am keeping it authentic, intriguing, and provocative. If you have entered my world, then be honest with yourself about it. You want to be here, and you know I want you here. Hello everyone, I hope you've had a wonderful week. So what I want to talk about today is called sacrificial love. You've all heard of a sacrificial lamb, so this episode is called Sacrificial Love. Now you probably can guess what it's about, but of course I'm going to go into more detail. So what is sacrificial love? Well, it's a relationship with someone that you love, you're fond of, you adore, and you want the best for them and you want the best for your relationship. Basically, what am I talking about? Very codependent, toxic types of relationships. Some codependent relationships aren't necessarily toxic, but at the end of the day, it really is. Because you two cannot really exist or coexist with one another, yet you want to keep the relationship going. So sacrificial lamb. It amazes me the different types of dynamics that exist between us as human beings. Female, female, male, 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 female. Whatever your inclinations are, it's your prerogative. But there is a dynamic, a rhythm that exists in our relationships. For some of us, you are fortunate enough to be raised as balanced people of sound mind and body, and you got your footing and you're going forward in life. But a lot of people are screwed up and they don't know they're screwed up. I have a habit of saying, fucked up little people become fucked up big people. Do you listen to what I'm saying? Fucked up little people become fucked up big people. And fucked up big people were fucked up little people. What does that mean? Because I know it's very crass. What does that mean? What you experience, you endure mentally, emotionally, physically as a child. If you are not given the support system, the platform, the benchmark, the anchoring to heal, to thrive, to grow from that, we end up carrying that forward as adults. And those experiences actually impact the way we think, how we feel, who we choose to be in relationships with, the patterns of our life. And we don't even remember the source of why we do what we do today. Some of us are taught to sacrifice yourself, myself, ourself, to be in a relationship. Listen to what I'm saying. And you're saying sacrifice? No one cut my goddamn throat. No, I'm not talking about cutting throats, something like that. I'm talking about something else. You sacrifice yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And you don't even know you're doing it because you're doing it out of love. You're doing it out of love. I'm hoping it's love, but we're doing it out of love. It's love. And as time goes by, you lose yourself. The more you sacrifice of yourself, you lose yourself. And the funny thing with most relationships, we believe that we must compromise, we must sacrifice ourselves to be in a relationship. And that doesn't make any sense because you are essentially cutting off your nose to spite your face. You're cutting off your spirit, your source of happiness, fulfillment, to stay in a relationship that's supposed to bring you happiness and fulfillment. Listen to what I'm saying. You are losing yourself, giving yourself away, chopping, dissecting, molding yourself to be what is necessary to sustain a relationship you're in. Because if you believe if you do all those things, then you will keep that relationship. And that relationship will bring you a lot of joy, dividends, returns in your life. So you sell yourself short. You sacrifice yourself. You mute yourself. You shackle yourself. You mute yourself. You shackle yourself. You mute yourself. Some of you fucking cut and alter yourself just to fit in this mold that's necessary to keep this relationship you're in. And your hope, your goal, your dream is that if you sacrifice all these different parts of yourself, unbeknownst to you, or maybe you are conscious of it, you believe that you're planting seeds, and these seeds will reap a great harvest for you in the future when everything works out, when everything is balanced, when everything is in order. So you invest yourself, you give of yourself, your time, your energy, your effort, into another person because you see great potential. You have big dreams together. You've talked, you've fantasized about all what could be, what should be, what will be. And you say, if you sacrifice today, we will have a greater future for tomorrow. I know some of this is ringing a bell for maybe most of you, maybe one of you. It doesn't matter. You plant these seeds of hope of one day having this great relationship, this great balanced relationship, and all that you gave up, you put on the back burner, you overlooked, you made excuses for, you made justifications for, you turned a blind eye, you sucked it the fuck up. Whatever it is that you did, you hope, wish, and pray that one day you will get all that you're due to make up for what you're sacrificing today. But I got to break something to you. That day never comes. That day will never come because you are throwing your life energy, your efforts, your tears, your arguments, your yelling, your concern, your safeguard. You're throwing all of yourself away. You're throwing it away in a bottomless pit. It's a black hole. It's a black hole. For those of you who are in some form of a pseudo form of a codependent relationship, and you're sacrificing yourself to help keep this other person on the right path, to help keep this person from imploding, from exploding, to help keep this person from harming themselves, whether it be mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, whatever, the list goes on and on. Because you see all this potential in a person. You're going to nurture them. You're going to protect them. You're going to safeguard them. You're going to stay in a relationship. You're going to stay committed. You're going to stay loyal because it's all going to work out in the end. And I'm here to tell you, no, it does not. You can't get another person to change. You can't get them to change. I've said before, potential is a very, 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 very dangerous and slippery slope. Potential is neither here nor there. You can't do shit with potential. Because when you're making plans, dreaming, based off of someone's potential, you're gambling. You have no guarantees. We really have to sit back and think about the benefits of why we are in relationship with certain people. Some relationships are unnecessarily difficult, and the same patterns repeat over and over and over again. But we can't seem to take a moment to gain a breath, to get the clarity of mind, to realize this is not natural. This is not normal. Why is this so difficult? Why is this so frustrating? Why is it every time I take 10 steps forward, the person I'm with knocks us 20 steps back? You're chasing your tail. You're getting nowhere fast, but yet you're committed because you see potential. You know all that there could be. All this other person has to do is mature, is, grow up, be less selfish, right? Be selfless, be more understanding. Stop fucking y'all shit up before you get someplace. Guys, there's some things in life that no matter what you do, you cannot change. And one of those things you cannot change is a person's spirit. Listen to what I'm saying. We become very comfortable wearing masks in life, pretending to be things that we're not, showing ourselves as beings we are not. So we're very comfortable wearing these masks, but these masks are very dangerous. Because when you wear a mask and you deal with others who wear masks, guess what you can do with the mask? You can change that mask to show people what the hell they want to see, to tell them what they want to hear. And some people in the world, they're very good at changing faces, changing their accent, changing whatever needs to be so they can get in where the fuck they think they fit in. Yes, you know those people. One minute they're this, next minute they're that. It all depends on which way the wind is blowing and what they stand to gain. But what I'm trying to tell you is that despite the mask, you cannot hide and cannot ignore a person's spirit. Their spirit is their true nature. Have you ever met someone who seems very nasty and mean on the outside? And once you get to know them, you realize they're the most sweetest, innocent being that you ever could have met? They're kind of like a sheep in wolf's clothing. Yes, a sheep in wolf's clothing. Or you have other people who appear to be a lamb, but they're really a goddamn wolf. That's a wolf in sheep's clothing. How do you determine whether you're dealing with a wolf or a goddamn lamb? Because we all heard the saying, don't judge a book by its cover. And some people have become very masterful, skilled at hiding their real nature. But let me tell you something. No one can ever hide who they really are because it comes out. It comes out in your mannerisms. It comes out in your speech. It comes out in your jokes. It comes out in your side comments and your stories. We're just not skilled enough to pick up on a person's true nature. And that's how we get trapped of dreams of potential. You do not have to sacrifice yourself or anyone else for a relationship. And if you find that you're losing yourself, you feel suffocated, you feel weighed down, you're not moving, going places in life. Every time you look, you fix something, something else goes wrong. You fix something, something else goes wrong. You fix something, something else goes wrong. I'm telling you, you are in a relationship that is of no benefit to you. You may love the person, they may love you, but love is not enough. And to be honest with you, love doesn't feel like that. Love is not heavy. Love is not burdensome. Love is it's not those things. Love uplifts you, it supports you, it helps you, it appreciates you, it validates you. But sacrificial love, it doesn't do that. Someone is sucking the other person dry. And sometimes who appears to be the vampire is not really the vampire. We really have to take moments to ourselves to think about what is going on in our relationship. We get so caught up in the day-to-day, the errands, the chores, work, school, whatever your life entails. We get so caught up in being busy that we never take a moment to step back and say, is this right? Is this normal? Some of you guys, you fight a lot with the significant, the person in your life, your partner, you fight a lot with them. And you fought so long and so much, it's become normal. You expect it. You think it's passion. I'm telling you, it's poison. It's toxic. When do you ever take the time to sit back and analyze how you feel, what you think about the relationship you're in? You get so caught up and meeting and fulfilling this other person's expectations that you don't do a temperature check. No, we never do a temperature check because we're so busy being busy in our relationship that we forget the relationship with ourselves. We don't know left from right, up or down because we're so busy trying to make sure that we can celebrate our first anniversary, our second anniversary, our fifth, our 10th anniversary. We don't listen to ourselves. We don't think about the anxiety that we feel when we know this person's coming home. We don't think about the anxiety, the insecurity we feel when we're sleeping next to the person that we're with. We don't think about that. The more we do something, the more we get comfortable with it and we think it's a norm. And I'm here to tell you, just because you've experienced it, it does not need to be your norm. You do not have to be comfortable with it. But unless you start listening to you and getting comfortable with you, you will realize your life has passed you the fuck by in a relationship that has done you and the other person a disservice. Why do you feel a need to clean up and fix the messes of the person you're with? It could be your mother, it could be your father, it could be your brother, it could be your friend, it could be your husband, it could be your wife, your fiance, whoever. There's a number of you who have relationships in your life where you are constantly having to fix shit for another person. Yes, you are the hero that comes in and makes everything better after each and every fucked up, impulsive, rash, reckless decision that this person makes. And then when you come and save the day, eventually, what happens? They forget about it, they move the fuck on, and they may blame you for their fuck all life. So I'm asking you, why would we continue to sell ourselves short, to sacrifice ourselves for someone's who clearly doesn't care? If someone makes a mistake, that is understandable. We are human. That happens. But if you're finding that you are constantly cleaning up the shit, the mess that another person makes, and I'm not talking about a child of yours who was young. I'm talking about a grown-ass person who is old enough to fuck up. They're old enough to fuck up, which means they're old enough to fix it. But they can handle the fuck up, but they can't handle the consequences. Reckless, rash, impatient, illogical, irrational, unreasonable. Right? You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we go back in hopes that one day this shit will subside and all will be better. And that potential you see within that person will one day blossom to fully benefit you, to make up for the fucked up months and years and money and time and effort you have spent trying to pick up the pieces. And I'm telling you, you're going about this wrong. It is a very unhealthy pattern. It's a very taxing, tiring pattern. And unless someone comes by and tells you, you may not even notice. You may notice when you've grown completely fatigued, tired. You may notice when you've grown ill. It may come out any number of ways. Maybe you notice once you realize you were depleted. The fact is, sacrificial love is not really love. And if you're sacrificing yourself, that means you really don't love yourself. Why would you let yourself go through day after day of frustration, anger, resentment, disappointment, heartache, loss of money, loss of friends, loss of home, whatever. You fill in the blank as far as what you're losing. But we never take the time to tally what exactly we're losing because we're so busy running after this motherfuckers, picking up their pieces that you don't have time to catch your breath. Listen to what the hell I said. When you are dealing with people who are constantly fucking the fuck up. They can't help not to fuck up. They may try to do the right thing, and they can do the right thing for a certain period of time, but eventually you can count on them to fuck that shit up. They can't help it because it's in their nature. What did I just tell you? People wear masks to hide their nature. But if you listen to people carefully, you will see their patterns. You will see how they move, how they think. And then you can ascertain what you are dealing with as far as this person's nature. You really got to pay attention. But back to what I was saying. When you accidentally find yourself in a sacrificial love type of relationship, the person fucks up so much or so hugely that you don't have time to catch your fucking breaths in between the bombs that are being dropped. That is why you never have a chance to take a pulse to figure out, do I want to be in this relationship or not? No, because every time you look, there's another fucking disaster that you have to fix. And that's how they keep you. They keep you running fucking scared. Because the more you're running, the more you're in chaos, the more you're panicking, the more you don't have time to think, the more you don't have time to ground yourself, the more you can't gain clarity and figure out, you know what? I got to cut myself away from this before I fucking drown and I cannot come back. I've said before, relationships, they're really not supposed to be that difficult. You will always have disagreements. That's natural. We're humans. We can agree to disagree. We can agree to agree. We can disagree to disagree. But there's certain things that are unnatural, unhealthy. And if you find that you are the one that's playing Rescue 911, I'm telling you, you're the one that's losing. If you are the person that picks up the pieces, if you are the one that is constantly yelling, lecturing, controlling, dominating, just to keep the boat that you're on track, to keep your ship from hitting a goddamn glacier, I'm telling you, the relationship is toxic, it's wrong for you. And the one who's actually truly losing is you. Because the other person who's constantly fucking up, they're going to always fuck up. That's natural. They're used to it. They will always survive. Listen to what I said. Fuck ups will always fuck up. And they can't stop fucking up. And let me tell you something magically about fucked up people. They're very adaptable. They'll find another sucker, another sucker, another sucker. But who stands to lose the most? That is you, my love. That is you. Because once you are depleted, once your resources, your life force, your energy, your money, your mental, emotional stability, once that's all depleted, you may not get anything back. And what good or use would that be to you? If you're a depleted person, how are you going to attract a wonderful person into your life? Listen to what I said. If you are depleted because you're constantly having to fix shit from someone who keeps fucking up in your life, you're going to get to a point where you have nothing left to give. And when you actually decide to cut that person out of your life and cut them off, what are you going to do there? You have nothing left to offer because you gave the best parts of yourself and the best years of your life to someone who is basically a vampire, a leech, a bloodsucker, a soul sucker. We have to be careful and we have to get really, really smart on the people we surround ourselves with. We have to take moments to meditate, to reflect, to see how is this relationship, that other relationship, how they're making you feel. The people you surround yourself with will attract good things or bad things into your life. And if you find that your life is constantly a struggle, if you find yourself constantly being in unsavory circumstances where you are running up against with brushes with the law or unsafe circumstances or financially risky circumstances, I'm telling you, you got the wrong people around you. I don't care how much you like them. I don't care how much you click. I don't care how wonderful things are when things are going good. It's all a mirage of lies. It's deception. It's not what it seems. And you've been duped. You've been tricked. But the sad thing is, You're such a good, kind-hearted soul that you feel bad for abandoning the motherfucker who's trying to deplete you of your life. You feel bad. And I'm telling you, don't feel bad. Because it's either you or them. Did you hear what I said? It's either you or them. You can't fix a fuck up. But what you can do is stop your own self from trying to fix a fuck up. Can't do anything with another person. You have to look at yourself and figure out, why in the hell did I do that? And why in the fuck do I keep doing that? You have to look at it. You have to really look at what you're doing and why. And if I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. You're supposed to be happy in life. You're supposed to feel like you are of sound mind, body, and soul. And if you do not feel like you are of sound mind, body, and soul, then you need to start looking at who and what is around you. Fucked up energies, bad energies, contaminate you. And when you get contaminated with that type of energy, you attract more of that into your life. Most people seem nice in the beginning because they put on their fucking happy face. But the more you get to know them, the more fucking favors they ask you, the more pity-ass, sorry stories they tell you that play upon your heartstrings, you need to realize, because you listen to Difficult and Demanding, that you are being set the fuck up. And because you listen to Difficult and Demanding, you know to stay clear. You can meet a person at a store. You can meet them at the fucking library. You can be your next door neighbor. You need to be careful of the games, the scams, the schemes that people are running because they see that you're a kind, gentle-hearted, maybe possibly naive soul, and they see you as a goddamn sucker that they're getting ready to play. And if you're really juicy and delightful and have a lot to offer, they will try to latch their goddamn claws into you and suck you fucking dry until you die. And I'm here to tell you, you have to stop it. It doesn't matter what you think you have in common. What you have in common will not offset the damage, mental, emotional, financial, physical, spiritual damage that having such people in your life will entail on you. It's not worth it. There's a lot of good people in the world, and we need to get better at surrounding ourselves with the right people and the right energies. Stop seeing what you want to see. Stop hearing what the fuck you want to hear, and call a spade a spade. I don't care what someone says. If you feel bad, frustrated, suffocated, angry, held back, you need to get that person out of your life. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care what they've been through. I don't care how many years, how many kids, how many marriages. None of it matters if it means that your peace of mind, your heart, your soul is being sacrificed. Sacrificial love is not good. It is a disaster waiting to happen or already happening every day of your life. In one of my prior episodes, I talked about how we talk. When we meet people, we connect with them. We share so much about ourselves, our likes, our dislikes, our hopes, our dreams, our disappointments, our traumas. We share that with that person because that is our signature. That is our fingerprint of who we are at that point in time. But I'm telling you, all the words that we speak, it's pointless. It's meaningless. It's meaningless because it really can't even capture the essence of who you are. But we fall in love with people based off the shit they show us, based off the things that they tell us. And we start building a house of, not a house, but we start building our lives based upon these words that we put out there at a certain point of time. And that's why we get heartbroken, disappointed when a person does a left turn on us and they're completely different or they want to live a different life. And I'm saying that is not a good premise to start a relationship on. These ego-based conversations, these fake-ass connections, they really don't show you who the hell you're dealing with. You could be dealing with a fucking demented demon and you not know it. You can think that you have the control and the power in the relationship when you really don't. Things Sometimes, a lot of times, they're not what they seem. People will show you what the fuck they need to show you or tell you to get a leg up, to step up, to move up in the world. But let me tell you something. There are some people who are meant to be where the fuck they are in life. You can't give everyone everything, and everyone is not supposed to have everything. Some people should not have money because money makes them a nasty ass person. Some people should not have power because it makes them a nasty ass person. Just because you can have something doesn't mean you should fucking have it. Listen to what I said. Everyone thinks they want a certain type of relationship. Everyone thinks they want a certain type of career job. Everyone thinks that. But everything you want comes at a price. If you want that relationship that you have right now, there's a price tag attached to that son of a bitch. And unless you know exactly what you're paying for, I would suggest you don't offer yourself up and sign yourself up for something like that. I suggest you don't do that. We have to move differently. We have to think things differently. We have to handle it differently. Because a lot of you find, you meet women, they say they like to have sex. Once you put a ring on it, all of a sudden that shit freezes the fuck up, dries the fuck up. Some of you meet men. Oh, in the beginning, they love to take you out, buy you flowers, do all these fucking nice things, give you gifts. And then as soon as they got you, all that shit dries the fuck up and it stops. What happened to that person that you talked to who said he was romantic and he was loving and he likes to do this and this and this for the special woman in his life? You realize later that motherfucker played you. But what do? You stay in a relationship. You bitch, you nag, you moan in hopes to go back in time to get that person that you fell in love with. Doesn't work. Don't do that. You got to look at someone's spirit and their soul. And I'm telling you, if you learn how to read it, you will see that shit. You will feel it. It will come out in the slightest ways that you will never ever imagine. But those are the red flags that we overlook. We make excuses for. Because we believe we can fix the son of a bitch. We can fix them. We can mold them. We can guide them. We can help them. You can't do a goddamn thing. The first thing you need to do is help yourself. Because if you helped yourself, you wouldn't be coming up with this crooked ass plan to try to change someone to be a better person for you and life in general. Don't waste your time. The more time and energy you put into someone else to help them be a better version of themselves, as far as what you see, you're actually selling pieces of yourself. You're giving yourself away. You're sacrificing yourself. And I'm asking you, I'm actually telling you, don't do that. Save you for you. Enjoy you. Relish you. Respect you. Don't spend your energy trying to make someone else better. They have all the tools they need to do it for themselves. But if a relationship is holding you down, it's holding you back, it's depleting you, it's depriving you, it's disrespecting you, it's disingenuous, leave it alone. You do not have to sacrifice yourself, your sex drive, what you like to eat, where you like to go. You do not have to sacrifice anything of yourself to be in a relationship. And if you find that you are having to do that, if you find you do not have a voice, if you find that the person does not want you, don't care about you, don't give a fuck about what you think or you feel, if you find that you're constantly having to fix financial issues, if you're constantly finding that this person is unemployed or losing friendship, I'm telling you, run the other fucking direction. I don't care how great the sex is. I don't care if the person is the most attractive, hot ass person you've ever seen in your life. Run, fucking run, 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 run. It is not worth it in the end. The heartache, the strife, the loss will never, ever, ever, ever be worth it in the end. It's a losing battle. And I don't know about you. Anyone who goes into a war, I think you go to battle to win. And I'm telling all of you, if you are in this type of situation, sacrificial love, you're not going to win. You're going to lose, and the other person's going to lose, and you are going to waste the most precious time of your life on someone, on something that was not worth the fucking dirt underneath your shoes. Do you understand me? Now, I know you find that very harsh. But sometimes you got to call a spade a goddamn spade. And we're not meant to be with everyone. We're not meant to be around everyone. Everyone has different energies. They have different vibrations. We are different levels in life. And it's okay. Life is not meant to be fair. Life is not going to be fair. So don't try to make it fucking fair. Try to make sure that you feel and are behaving in the highest manner of love possible. And if you feel like a rancid, nasty ass son of a fucking bitch, you are in a wrong relationship. You're wasting your time and you need to remove yourself so you can be the best person you can be. If any of you have any questions, you know where to find me. Until the next time. Are you disappointed this has come to an end? Well, it doesn't have to. Reach out and follow me on Instagram at Difficult and Demanding and let me know what you think about this episode and my show. Episode 116 will be here the week of November 9th, 2020 from Difficult and Demanding.